That is, we're going to start right here from the moment we just reacted to that experience.
Jesus Christ, I am fucking...
Sorry, folks. We're just experimenting with different tiers of our content.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2025. Times are tough. Everyone's struggling financially, and we're just trying to find new ways to make this salvageable for us. And I decided to offer one way for viewers to enjoy this content
What
better.
did my mum just say, Jack? What did she just say? If she sees you making adult content, she will find you.
She's going to get the cattle prod. I remember that, yes.
Get the cattle prod.
Unfortunately, all that's going to do is attract a certain audience who are into seeing men get zapped with cattle prods.
Damn it.
So
we don't want that audience.
We
Please
don't.
do not watch our videos.
They don't have the money to pay for the content in the first place. They're just going to rip it.
That's it.
Yeah.
If you like men that are oiled up, getting zapped with...
Where did the oil come from? I never agreed to
watch
that.
this video, please.
You know me, Mark. You know that I prefer Nutella and tomato sauce lathered all over me. Okay?
But not with not oily man cattle
No.
prod.
Unless it's hazelnut oil, you know I love a good nut sauce. That's it. Good.
Sauce.
Yes.
Nut pause.
No,
sauce.
I mean, that or a saucy nut. It's one of those things. One or the other. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Great start.
Yeah,
Great start.
absolutely. So a lot of you guys liked that sandwich. I saw a comment of someone saying they tried it out as well, and I just don't know why.
They're a good person.
I'd like to know why.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because, you know, some people just know to take the right path in life. And
No, it's not.
we approve. We both
The nut sauce.
approve.
No, we. What? Who's we?
We.
We? Nah, hell no.
Yes, that is how you say yes in French, but we also approve.
How do you say no?
You say you don't say no. You never say no to a nut sauce
The
sandwich.
French do not know how to say no.
They don't. No,
That's how they got
It's
invaded.
very difficult to understand consent with them. You have to be really assured that they're into whatever you want to do
Frenchies.
together. I did. There was someone apparently commenting about my pineapple shirt.
Yeah, pineapple. He is into it, by the way.
It wasn't. That was not intentional.
That's just, he intentionally wore it for you specifically, so hit him
Yeah.
up.
No. Again, I was moving last week, so I had almost
He
no
was
other
moving
shirts really
both
available.
of his legs onto a cruise, a couple's cruise, by himself, and he just happened to be back that day from the couple's cruise.
Yeah.
I'm sorry none of you were invited, but like next time he does.
I will post it next time, let you all know which cruise I'm going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have nice pina coladas together and get caught in the rain. And maybe something will happen at midnight, but you know, I won't reveal those lyrics of the song just yet.
Hell yeah. You
Anyway.
gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
Or we'll pay $21 for a can of pina colada. That too. We found a fancy little shop in Sydney.
Yes, because we went to Sydney last week.
Yeah, we did.
For some fun little event.
That was cool. And there was a can about like this size.
Yeah.
This tiny little thing.
It's a cool market. Had all these like this place. It was called World of Cans or something. World of Beers, something like
I
that.
don't know.
Some market store thing called World of Cans,
International
World of
Can
Beers.
World or something.
Yeah, something. Go there for the cans. Anyway, there was no film festival there though, that was kind of confusing. But anyway, a bunch of different beer cans.
Sucks.
That didn't suck. That was a great pun.
No, I'm just saying it sucks that there wasn't a film festival.
Oh, okay,
there.
yeah,
That
sorry.
sucks.
Sorry, I
I'm
assumed
so
you were
sorry.
saying my joke was shit. I mean, it was, but
Man, I hate that. No, where's the film festival?
all it was alcohol. Anyway, we noticed there was like cocktail options. We thought, oh, that's interesting. Turns out there were cans, which I should have expected.
Should have checked how big they were beforehand.
Yes.
As well.
We paid for them. They're like $14-16. We're like, okay, cool. Let's get some cans of beer or cans of cocktails. They come out and they're literally this size.
Yeah.
Like 7 inches. Ridiculous.
About 8, come on.
Yeah, no, about 8. That is about 8.
8
Yeah,
inches.
about 8. Yeah.
Average size.
Yeah, about
really.
8.
That's about
Yeah.
average, personally.
Average size there, yeah. And so it was like, wow, man, I was expecting something a lot bigger. But yeah, we tried it and oh my God, like, was it a cocktail or was it just straight shots?
It was a firebomb.
Oh my God,
Just
it was
destroyed me.
That was too strong.
Yeah, it was fun though. I like that.
It was a good
It
time.
definitely got the social anxiety out of the system after the social event that we went to.
Yes. Oh, man. No,
Perfect time for it.
I don't know if you saw on my post about it, but I went to that bathhouse afterwards.
I did see.
Yes. So I went to a bathhouse in Sydney
You
afterwards.
little heathen.
Yeah, I want to have a little chill, like hot spa, cold room, steam sesh. Anyway, I didn't realize until I was 30 minutes into the session there, wearing swim pants. Turns out it's a naked one. And there were a lot of comfortable people walking around.
And you were filming that.
No, I wasn't filming. No, there was no one there when I first arrived for the first half hour. So I was just taking little photos of the place and stuff like that, being like, yeah, cool. Trying to look like I actually have a life on social media. And then when I'm chilling and I go into the steam room, I open up the steam room and there's just this two mid-40s, 50s-year-old men just standing there, just spread eagle, completely bearing it all to me.
Like, you little harlot?
Yeah, there was like a microsecond.
Hello, ladies.
Hello. Men, gentlemen, yes.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
No, but like just that micro expression when you just like you walk into somewhere and you just have that micro split, like little like look down, look up, and like,
oh god,
I'm not
wait,
meant to wear these pants in here. Well, I'm going to do so anyway because I don't want to intimidate
Cause
everyone
upset.
else with my giant hog.
That's it, dude. They're going to be so jealous of you if you let the beast out.
That's the only reason.
It's going to be crazy.
Other men like me keep their pants on in naked spas.
It's actually really cold in here. That's what it's like when it's small.
Yeah. In this 60-degree sauna, it's cold.
It's freezing
That's
cold.
why it's small.
Just give me some time. Yeah. Guys, I don't know what your definition of cold is, but yeah.
Oh, no.
Until you're literally boiling your skin off, then we're good to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're not getting skin cancer at some point in your life, were you even trying?
Hell no. You weren't living a full life.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm glad you had such a good time. Was there anything else?
No,
wanted to share with
I'm
the
already
class?
well ashamed of how much I've digressed this opening.
When I overshare.
Yeah, let's just move on, please.
Okay, guys. We'll get into the stories now. I know
Yes.
you hate the tangents and the yapping. Look, can't help ourselves.
Skip ahead.
So, well, there was no nut sauce sandwich today, guys. I'm so sorry. First story of the day. Am I the asshole for not telling my sister the name chosen for my unborn son because she used her BBF's baby name for her daughter? Don't know what a BBF is, but...
BBS, baby best friend? Boy best friend?
It's probably
boy
best friend. Got to be boy best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to zoom in. One more.
Belligerent bacterial fungus?
Who knows?
Yeah.
My sister and I are both pregnant. This is her second child and my first. We're both having boys. When my sister had her daughter 3 years ago, and it says her BFF now, so maybe just it'd be best friend, BFF for life.
Yeah.
BBF in the title, BFF here.
Best friend, maybe?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I've got plenty of those best
understand
friends.
these women.
It's a pyramid scheme of friends.
Yes.
You know? The BFF was pregnant at the same time. My sister complained for 8 months that they didn't have any idea what to name my niece, and then all of a sudden she had a name right before she gave birth. After my niece was born and her name was announced, my sister and her BFF started fighting. The BFF said that that was the name that she had chosen for her baby girl, and my sister used the same first and middle name for my niece, and she couldn't believe that she would do that.
Oh,
What an
come
arsehole.
on.
Actually, I'm with the BFF now. That's all we have to say.
Yeah.
Close the story. My sister said that it's first come, first serve. No, it's not. It's not first come, first serve. Shut up. It's not first come, first serve. And she
Well, I mean, technically someone came first.
hey, but yeah. Only because it was Premi, that's why. She needed a name badly. That her BFF had time to find another name. My sister is due before me, a few weeks before, and with that in mind, I don't want her to do the same thing to me. And she has asked. Nobody knows that we're having a boy except me and my husband, and we plan to keep it that way. But my sister has asked what our boy name is, and as an afterthought, she asked for our girl name too, when she realized that I knew what she was getting at. Oh, man.
The fact that she tried to like cover herself by being like, oh yeah, and maybe a girl name just in case. If it's a girl, what are your thoughts?
Who knows if it is a girl? Like what? What's
Just
the name
gonna
gonna
get
be
like a tape recorder, just,
I
like,
really
right in her
care
face.
about that. Yeah. Say it. Say the name.
Say your name, Bart.
Yay! I refused to tell her. She tried to whine about name sharing being the fun part of pregnancy. What the fuck?
Okay, no, look, okay, with what pregnancy is, yeah, look, the name thing is probably the only fun part about it, because everything else is a nightmare biologically.
Yes, but like, man, what I really look forward to this pregnancy is the name sharing. What's the boy's name? Share the name with me. Oh, the name sharing was my favorite part of pregnancy.
If there's one thing that's exciting about going to a theme park, it's using the bathrooms.
That's it? Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
lovely
mate. Oh,
experience.
that's the one thing that
And
makes it worth it.
sensation of smells, you might say.
Yeah.
I made up a couple of names on the spot to tell her, and she saw through it. She told me to just tell her the name, and I said no again. She asked a few more times, and she even asked in front of our family. It was our brother who joked that nobody should tell the baby name thief the name that they've chosen. My sister... My sister got upset and asked if that's why I wouldn't tell her. She told me that I was holding something against her that she never did to me. Mum asked why I couldn't... Well, there's a good reason for that, huh? Oh, crazy. Mum asked why I couldn't just share the name, and everyone would know my husband and I chose it first if my sister used it, but I still said no. Am I the asshole? Who cares? She'd still do it.
Yeah.
She obviously has no respect.
I love this logic of hers being like it's as if someone was like a prominent drunk driver, and then they have evidence in the past where they have genuinely recklessly driven drunk and crashed someone else's car. They then come up to you and ask, "Can I drive your car?" And you're like, "No, because I don't trust you." And you're like, I never crashed your car.
Yeah, well,
I
who
crashed
said I was
someone
gonna crash
else's
yours?
car. How can you put that against me?
Look, you literally never crashed my car before. I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
What? Like, you've never done it to me, so why is it a problem if I do it to you?
Exactly. Ah, this woman is innocent, folks.
Absolutely.
Can't you
She has
see?
no problem at all. No one in the family suspects a thing either.
I mean, I feel like everyone in the family is not on this person's side, considering their own mutual brother made this joke.
It's like he said the name
baby
thief.
name thief. Oh man.
How are you still going for it after everyone is shaming you?
Yeah.
And then what's with the parents being like, well, you should just share it anyway, because if she names it, we'll know who had it. It's like,
The point isn't
then
who had it first here. It's
I'm going to
literally-
have to like not use the name that I wanted then.
Yeah.
Because we know that she stole it. So what? Are you going to punish her for it or what? Like,
No, they just don't want to have to deal with the drama of this sibling here having a fuss because she won't share the baby name with me. She has very legit reason not to.
No, apparently she has no reason to.
No, true. That's right.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
And you're an asshole for not sharing the name.
Absolutely, because that's the most exciting thing about having a child.
It is. It's
not
so
the child.
fun.
It's what someone else might name their own child.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Every person that I ever impregnate, I just look forward to the baby naming that's going to happen. Don't think of anything else that's going to happen as a result of that. Just
All right.
Everyone,
Calm down,
let's
Elon
focus
Musk.
on the lady.
Every woman I impregnate,
Hello.
I want to know what they're going to call the baby name.
I
That's
was
the only reason.
I was role playing a South African billionaire there, guys.
That turns out that was Elon Musk's motivation for the entire time. No creepy eugenics thing about
None of
it.
that, no.
He just really likes to know what people would name their babies if they get pregnant. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see those Instagram messages or the Twitter messages? He's just like, "Hi, I can't wait to knock you up again."
Wow, I'm going about the dating scene so wrong.
Hell no, just get straight to business.
Turns out I just got to DM people straight up about him.
Yeah. Hello, honey. In the comments, Master Cafe Cat, not the arsehole. A lot of couples don't share the chosen name even without the risk of theft. It would also give away the sex of the baby. So true. My daughter was having her third boy. Our families live together, and she wasn't telling anyone the name. Now, I don't go into her room unless the other bathroom is occupied or I'm babysitting her kids and need something, so I babysit the older boys while she had the third baby. After he was born, I was on the phone and said, "Well, are you ever going to tell me his name, or should I make up something to call him?" She laughed and said, "It's been on the wall above his crib for weeks. I figured that you'd have seen it by now, but I guess I should be nosier than I am." What? Wow, look at the respect that she doesn't intentionally
Yeah.
go snooping through the room.
To be fair, that person isn't trying to steal baby names, so...
Definitely not yet. Like, maybe give her some time.
Sorry, not stealing, because technically, OP didn't own the name in the first place.
No, and if the name happens to pop up on the birth certificate, you'll know who thought of it first.
Exactly, first come, first serve. That's just how it rolls.
So the BFF should have gone right ahead and used the names that she wanted. Since she was never going to speak to your sister again, it would make no difference.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm still going to call it the same, and you know what? You're out of my life.
But at the same time, it ruins the name, even if you use the same name.
It does.
You're
I
always
guess
going to be reminded of that.
Yeah, you're reminded of that drama. Though, I don't know, if anything, that kind of also makes it more memorable.
Possibly, yeah. And we got a fun story around your name, Junior. Yeah. You want to hear this one? Hell yeah.
It's like a 3-year-old in front of you and just like taking a shot. So this bitch, right? She was my closest friend. She fucking stole your name.
And that's why I hate her.
And that's why I hate her.
That's
So you're
right.
not allowed to be friends with this Emily girl you met at school, okay? Because that's the same name as my best friend who was a bitch. So you don't talk to her anymore, okay?
I hate her so much. We're not going to talk about it anymore because every 6 months in far north Queensland, someone gets torn to shreds by a crocodile. And I don't stand for it.
All right, Barbara Catter, let's get you back to bed.
Barbara Kenner. Whatever, mate. I'm just a passionate punter.
Oh my God. What a great segue there. What a great segue.
Thank you.
Okay. On to the next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter that her mum cheated on me when my daughter said my new girlfriend looks like an OnlyFans chick?
It's like the story from last week is like the autistic son rampaging through the restaurant and then the guy coming in. Everyone, I'm gay. My son.
Yo, if you didn't watch that episode that we did, you gotta just... Oh my God, Marcus, the amount of freaking zingers you kept coming with. I hated it and loved it so much. Okay, I need to read that again, sorry. He grabbed all these stories before I was here today to actually let me digest these. Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter that her mum cheated on me when my daughter said my new girlfriend looks like an OnlyFans chick? Okay, got it. Right.
Yes.
Throwaway account and fake names. I, 49 male, got divorced from my wife, Emily.
Yo, she's back.
It's that Emily.
We can't escape her.
The one who stole my baby name. 49 female is how old she is, because she cheated on me with multiple men. We have a son and a daughter. Our son, Nick, 22 male, has always been closer to his mum, and our daughter, Skylar, 19 female, has always been closer to me. Not knowing why we got divorced, the kids took their mum's side. I recently started dating Lisa, 54 female. She has a fun personality, she's smoking hot, and she dresses very fun. Interesting. Fun is the word to describe dressing.
This is like an interesting description of the new woman.
Yeah, I guess it's their way to try and
Is he
like...
comparing?
I think it's his way to give sort of justification as to why maybe the daughter perceives her as such. Anyway.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. When I introduced Lisa to my kids, Nick took a liking to her, while Skylar looked annoyed. Days later, Skylar said that Lisa looks like an OnlyFans chick. If you knew Skylar, you would be shocked that she would use that as a way to insult another woman.
Mum's been talking to her too much.
That, or I reckon Skylar actually is a person that the dad doesn't realize she has this whole other personality trait that she doesn't show him.
Hey, what did my mum say?
No. Okay. So I told her that her mum Emily was the one who cheated on me and that I met Lisa after the divorce. Skylar got just sad and said, oh, and she got quiet. But the next day, my ex-wife Emily confronted me. I reminded her that I never promised to keeping her cheating a secret. She said that I implied that it would be a secret based on the fact that I never said whether or not I would tell our kids. So am I the a-hole? I mean, he didn't seem to have promised anything, so I feel like it's kind of not the a-hole, but also at the same time, he did respond to Skylar's questionable, I guess, insult with a dig at their mother. It's a bit of a weird, I'm kind of in.
Is he
a mixed
asking
bag.
the right question here?
Yeah, I think that's the question. Like, was it appropriate for him to trash their mother because the daughter made a rude comment about his new partner?
Yeah.
Like, why?
And it's
What?
like, hey guys, my daughter insulted my new wife. Does that justify why my old wife's a bitch?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like
we're not asking the right question here. What?
you're like, it's like two people going up to you and one person like says something mean to you, so you slap the other person in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that person didn't do anything in this situation. What are you on
No,
about?
the messenger's the evil one. Okay.
Yeah.
The messenger deserved it. They were literally asking for it. What else were they doing here?
I mean, I guess it's from this dad's perspective. He's like, this will, my daughter here is perceiving Lisa, the new partner, as this promiscuous woman, and that should be an insulting thing for her to look so promiscuous and behave as such. And it's like, well, hey, here's a fun fact, daughter. Your mother is literally the kind of person you're trying to insinuate is a bad thing. So I could see that maybe.
Counterpoint, your mother.
Objection! Your mother.
He just hit her with that one.
Yeah, well, your mom.
Like, your mom is so promiscuous.
Okay, let me see some
that's what I
comments
feel
here.
like. I don't know. I don't think he's the arsehole, though. I thought it was funny.
Well, okay, there is a yatar here. You are the a-hole because you reacted poorly to your daughter's response, and you also sound really freaking immature. She dresses very fun. What the hell? Are you like a 15-year-old? Grow up. And dragging your daughter into it is extremely selfish to try to get her to take sides. What the hell is the actual purpose of this? And maybe your wife cheated because you weren't a great husband either and she was selfish. This whole thing reads like you're still hurt over your divorce. Get help, go to therapy. I mean, that's a very random, like, hey, and I bet you deserve to be cheated on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what? Hang on.
I bet because you said mean words, actually, it's good that she did that. Oh, yeah,
look,
typical Reddit response right there.
There are many others that also say yatar, just the same thing of like, again, your daughter made an observation and you decided to dig on the mother because of her observation. Like, bit of a weird jump to make. But there are mostly supports for Natar. Your ex is upset.
Why do you say yatar in Natar?
Because it's NTA, not the a-hole.
Yeah, but
okay. It's fun. It's my spice.
I might as well just put it out there for people that don't understand.
Yeah, sorry, for those who
yatar and Natar, you're the arsehole, not the arsehole.
There you go.
There you go. Yep.
I realize without
I know
the
there will be
visuals-
some people that don't know that.
Probably
Yeah.
true. I'm sorry for
good,
confusing you all. Not the a-hole. Your ex is upset because she knows she's in the wrong and she has to continue to live with the consequences of her actions. She knew what she was doing when she cheated. She knew there was a chance people would find out. Just because she managed to delay the exposure doesn't mean the risk goes away. She's mad at you because without you, she has no one else to blame except herself. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but at the same time, I still feel like...
Doesn't address the issue with the father and the daughter.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what, the overarching theme of this, absolutely she's an arsehole, but I'm going to ignore the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I think him just attacking the mum straight up instead of like defending his new woman and being like, hey, don't say that about her. She's not.
Yeah.
Women are allowed to dress how they want.
We'll read some answers from the OP here. Someone saying that, she probably heard her mum say it about your girlfriend and just parroted it. Turnabout is fair play. And OP saying, I can't confirm whether or not my ex said that about my new girlfriend, but it is odd that my daughter would insult a woman that way. My daughter is a self-proclaimed sex-positive feminist, and she hates those kinds of insults towards women. It doesn't sound like words she would naturally say. I mean...
See, that's why we needed more information.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If she's said that, and she is a self-proclaimed sex-positive feminist, this goes completely against her moral grain. This, as I said earlier while you were reading it, I'm like, sounds like words from the mum's mouth. Sounds like the mum is saying this and she's just agreeing with mum and parroting it.
Yeah.
I don't think she really believes this.
Yeah, I think she's just been like, hey, this seems like a legitimate thing because the adult that I've sided with in this relationship has told me it's a legitimate thing. And now I'm going to happily say it to you, not realizing there would actually be consequences in terms of how someone would, react to me. But now there is an edit / update that's from the comments that basically sort of resolves some things here. So, something of an update since I posted. Even though my daughter is in her bedroom in my house, I messaged her because she said she doesn't want to see anyone. She sent me a very, very long message she had written beforehand. In the message, my daughter admitted that her mum and her maternal aunt said those things about Lisa. She said she's embarrassed that she repeated those awful things. She said she thought that I was the one who cheated on her mum.
Oh.
She said she thought I had cheated on her mum with Lisa. She said she's not mad at me. She said she's mad at her mum. She said Lisa seems like a wonderful woman. She said she wants to talk about this face-to-face, but not anytime soon. She said she'll tell me when she's up to talking about it face-to-face, when she thinks she can do it without crying. Well,
That's fair enough.
yeah.
That changes everything.
That really changes a lot of my
Opie,
perspective
you're still an
here.
asshole, mate.
I mean, again, very dumb execution with it all, but pretty justified if this mother is going around managing to persuade the kids to think that the dad was the one who was unfaithful in this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a common story. This happens a lot. The parents turning the kids against the other parents.
Yeah.
Having a divorce. It's just sad. I mean, she didn't want to admit that she was the one cheating. It's just going to come out worse. It's just going to be worse when it does turn out that, she realizes you were lying to her and you were the one that was unfaithful. Instead of just being, honest from the start, you've now double hit your child.
Yeah.
Good luck rebuilding that bridge.
Yeah, you could have been honest from the get-go and been humble about it and have some humility, but now instead you've just made them feel betrayed.
Yeah. I lied to your father and I'm lying to you now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just lie to your face and try to turn you against your father. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go so well.
I think the other thing too to consider is that these are both 19 and 22, these kids. They're they're basically they're young adults, of course, but still, they're adults now. I think, if anything too, this is probably the best time in their lives that he could have been like, hey, you know what? Your mum's a hoe.
Not
if
that
you're gonna,
rudely.
Yeah, not that rudely, but if you're going to make that sort of confession and, blatant, here's a truth bomb, at least when they're adults and capable of actually understanding, what that means.
And what you went through as well.
Yeah.
It can definitely be I've seen a few adult relationships now. I've seen how that hurts and why it hurts.
Yeah.
Specifically in that way. I get it why you're saying that. I get why you're saying such strong language about her and why you dislike her so much.
Yeah.
This is more acceptable. Because, a lot of people, they're like, don't say, those emotional words about your ex-partner to your kids.
Yeah.
But by the time they're 19 to 22, hell yeah, just let loose.
Yeah. I will say, though, within reason.
Absolutely.
There's one thing to be just say a single
Case by
phrase
case
or word.
as well.
Yeah. Don't be like some people who call up their kids and have 20-minute rants about something. You're just like, okay, now your child is just not going to want to talk to you half the time because they find this exhausting.
This is going to happen every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think in this case,
they
it's
will put you
acceptable.
on mute. Trust me, they will. I've seen my mates do it with some mates. Oh my God. What was it? Sam, I think his name was. Sorry, Sam, if I'm calling you out here. No, I remember one time he had his call from his mum on speaker or something while I was at his house, and his mum just clearly went on a rant about their the ex-husband, and I just saw him just press mute and then just going, yeah, and then unmute, and then hear that she'd finally stopped talking about him, and then continued the conversation. It was hilarious, but also kind of sad. But
yeah, Mum, I'd love to have a relationship with you still, but can you just shut up about him?
Oh God, it was. Good times. Anyway.
Great classic hits.
Yeah.
All right. 4KQ.
Woo.
All right. Our next story. By Throw RA Can't Plan. Wonder what they can't plan. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I don't plan to care things because I'm not good at them? I don't care to plan things because I'm not good at them.
Wow.
Okay.
Sounds like someone needed to plan how to read that title.
Hell yeah. I, 23 male, have been married to my wife, 24 female, for a couple of months now, and we've been together for 7. I met my wife in high school, and we've been together since. We've been in a pretty good relationship since then, with issues solved pretty quickly. Is this story worth reading? I'm going to see what the comments have to say here. Okay, I guess it is. Yeah. Okay. The issue at hand is, my wife usually plans stuff, and I go along with it with no issue. However, every once in a while, she asks me to plan something, and it doesn't go well. I do know the things that my wife likes. However, the plan is always really simple, but more importantly, unorganized. My wife doesn't like this, and has expressed her frustration about it. But I feel like I can never get it right. So essentially, I stopped trying and just let her do it.
Oh, Okay.
Recently, my wife just graduated with her bachelor's degree, and the past month has been really hard on her. Between moving out of her college apartment, the death of someone close to her, spraining her ankle during the move, and the general feeling of what now that most people feel post-graduation, she's been feeling down and has expressed wanting to do something exciting. She asked me for my opinion, since we would both be doing it, and I said I didn't really care.
Oh, no! Oh, the dialogue options you had. All the options.
So I know you're going through a rough time, I just don't care. Personally, I just don't care about you. Sorry, wife.
It's like she just unloaded all this like luggage and baggage she's dealing with, and he just was like, okay.
L.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Damn,
L.
that's crazy. L.
Wow, that's an L.
Damn, that's crazy. I just wait on the screen here.
So anyway, what are you planning for dinner?
Shut up.
Oh my god. Oh, what a loser.
And after
Okay, continue. So we don't know. Hey, he could not be the a-hole. We don't know
He
yet.
might turn it around in the second half.
Yeah.
Then after some back and forth, I admitted basically, since I'm bad at planning, I just kind of let her do whatever rather than attempt to learn how to plan, and that made her angry.
Sorry. I'm good. I'm fine.
I feel like she wrote this.
I know, right?
I tried explaining it because of college and work. I just never really felt the need to learn how to plan stuff. But she's saying that I had resources to plan stuff, which is true. She constantly sends me stuff of like cool places to go to. But she said that I don't put any effort into learning, and my statements affirmed her that she isn't worth learning stuff for. She called me an asshole, and she's being really short and detached. Although it doesn't seem like I'm remorseful. I do want to fix things, but I just feel like we've been doing things the same way for so long. So am I the asshole? Get back here, Jack. Stop showing off those abs. Those finely chiseled abs. Stop it. I know you're not used to doing anything, but please. No, I'm kidding.
Where do you freaking start?
Me when I have no filter.
Oh my god.
I'm going through a really rough time. I just really need you to plan something to get my mind off things. I don't care.
Oh my god, that hurt. That hurt.
Don't give a shit. You do it.
I was listening to this thinking like, oh man, this is like cringe me in like early relationships where I just went along with things because my partner enjoyed planning stuff. And I didn't bother to have the proactive mindset of like, I should try to plan things too. I should try to reciprocate this level of interest in doing things. Mm-hmm. Instead, I was more just like, wee,
hey,
take me away, wow.
You do everything. I don't want to get in the way.
Yeah. And look, I was relating to that whole thing where when you try something, you don't do it right, and they don't bother to explain what you didn't do right or things like that, and you kind of lose the motivation. It's kind of like if you try to, you try to fold the washing away, but because you didn't fold it 3 folds instead of doing when you meant to do it like 4.5 folds, and it got to be a nice little shaped circle so it fits perfectly there. Like, okay, if it's that intense for you, then obviously you should prioritize doing it yourself. But this isn't that level. This isn't that degree of like, what's the word? Particularness, like
complexity.
Complexity. Yeah. Like she clearly just wants to feel appreciated. She wants to be able to turn her brain off when you guys go out. She wants to be the one who can just sit back and go, wee! Well,
just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, enjoy the ride while you're the one who you can focus on like what time to get to places. And I'll let you know right now, folks, any young lads out there who are watching this, or hey, older lads who, haven't had this experience yet, like getting to plan something and like actually go through with it and go off your schedule, all that kind of stuff. It's fun as hell when you actually do it, and like it all works out. Obviously, not everything works out according to plan sometimes, but like, man, do you feel hot? And trust me, you look hot doing it. You look hot
Dating
when you plan
advice,
things.
Jag.
Yeah,
when you're on top of your stuff, you look sexy.
Honestly,
yeah.
I guarantee I probably come across more attractive just by planning things than actually trying to go to gym.
My dating profile has a list of 2 dudes.
It's just
Ladies love that.
my dating profile is me with my laptop and Excel sheet.
I'm like, oh my God, he's so organized.
Yeah.
That's so hot right now.
Come at me, Amy Peralta.
So we'll see some comments, shall we?
Yeah, let's see how people defend him.
I don't think there's anyone coming to his defense.
Surely.
Sadly enough.
Surely.
You're the asshole. Since I'm bad at planning, I kind of just let her do whatever rather than attempt to learn how to plan. AKA, weaponized incompetence is not healthy in a relationship. Your current wife knows this. What else are you going to be bad at and leave to burden on her? Doing the laundry, cleaning the house, cooking, caring for your own child? You're being lazy, and she sees you putting no effort into the relationship. It's one thing to put up with shit like this when you're 16 and 17. It's a whole other thing to deal with when you're in your 20s and married. So right. She's finished college and looking at the future with this guy in it.
Oh, trust me, she isn't anymore.
Man, that's a nice grill. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Yes!
Did he plan anything to celebrate her graduating or mooch off of someone else's plans? When she goes to work, will he be working? Is he working now, or was that too much planning? Will she have to do work prep, like lunches, how to get back and forth for the both of them? She's looking at what's next, and you're a big pile of what now? That I hope that she's side-eyeing and asking, is this how she wants to live?
Oh, that's so
Yo, this is crazy to be so honest and be like, I just never really felt the need to learn how to plan stuff.
Yeah. Look, at least he's honest. At least he's being forward about it.
I just all my thoughts, I just output them to ChatGPT. It plans things for me now.
I
critical
guarantee
thinking.
this is going to be his next step. Instead of him actually just learning to be more proactive and like...
Loads up the conversation into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What do I say?
Yeah, oh... I'm pretty sure that's how some people actually use dating apps nowadays too. They literally just go on ChatGPT.
Yeah, but he copies and pastes even the end section. He's like,
Yeah.
Hey wife, would you like me to think of a funny response, or would you like a more witty and charismatic response?
Just asking ChatGPT, my wife has the current issues. Should I listen or should I give solutions? And just waiting for the response. And she's like there right next to him, just be like, can you say something? He's like, hold on, wait.
One second, stop. Just, I don't care.
Wait, it's loading. Okay, I'm here to listen.
That's what he told me to say. He told me to listen. All right. Is this a parody? Of course you're the arsehole. Yeah, I don't know. Info, what career? Like, of course he's not going to come back and give any more information on this.
No, he's realized that this
He's
is actually...
here to upset people.
He's like, oh no, the internet isn't as misogynist as I thought it would be.
How did he get to 23 and be married and then, like, he's still here? Why would she marry him? If he's like this, he's like,
man.
He's a fixer-upper. I actually saw that. Oh, don't date to be a fixer-upper. If you're dating people... that are constantly like low self-esteem partners that you're like, I'll fix them. And then it's like, why when I fixed them, do they always up and leave for someone better? And it's like, why do you keep attracting low self-esteem people and find the need to do that? Stop that right now.
Stop being motivated to date people because you find your only value is if you can be useful to someone. That's the only reason you're dating that person. Not because, not like that whole, I want to be fixer-upper. No, it's because you are insecure about your own value of yourself. So you go to try to fix other people's problems so you feel valuable. And then they suddenly leave because they're no longer in that same mental headspace of just going for you. Because in their eyes, deep down, they were literally just settling for you.
And then they're like, I can do better. You've convinced me that I can do better. Thank you so much. I'm going now. Bye.
And then you wonder why he got dumped.
Hell, here we go.
I mean, that person's still an asshole for doing that, but still.
I mean, she's married to him. So, like, she's like, before you leave, can you just put a ring on it real quick? Just want to make sure that you're going to stick around for this one.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my neighbor she should check her husband and not me? I'm deep cleaning my house when my neighbor shows up at my doorstep. She introduces herself, which is fine since she's new to the neighborhood, but then she drops a bombshell. She says I make her feel uncomfortable. I'm taken aback since we've never spoken before, and I have lived here for 13 years with no issues.
Hi, you make me uncomfortable.
Just knocking on
morning.
it, staring at them intently. You make me uncomfortable.
Well, good morning to you too. Jesus Christ. Yo.
Don't ever come outside your house ever again.
Give me Jeepers Creepers vibes right now. I don't think you've seen that movie.
I hope I hope we can zoom on to me doing that bit there just to make it extra uncomfortable for the viewers.
No.
When I ask what I'm doing to make her uncomfortable, she says it's the way I dress while cleaning. And her husband has been watching me from their window.
What?
I look down at my outfit. I'm wearing nothing. No. It's a sports bra and shorts. So
That's why she was uncomfortable.
Yeah, how dare you go
We're
to the
nudists.
gym? You're wearing
It's like-
gym clothes.
Must have been someone else. We're nudists. Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, keep going.
I'm wearing a sports bra and shorts, and ask if that's what she's referring to. She confirms it. I'm confused and tell her maybe she should be concerned about her husband's behavior and that I'm not bothering anyone in my own home. I suggested she should check her husband because that's weird behavior. She gets mad and wants to cause a scene. Am I the a-hole? Does anyone else find the situation weird? I should add that I do have curtains blocking most of my windows, but I like a small gap for natural light, which I think is how her husband has been seeing me. I mean...
You don't take these situations out on the other person.
No.
You just don't do that. You're a freak if you do that.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, my husband's a peeping Tom. Could you stop getting changed within his vision when he's creeping on you?
She wasn't even getting changed too, though. She was literally just cleaning the house in gym attire. Like, that's gym equivalent attire. Sports bra and shorts. Like, even if the shorts are very, like, short shorts, it's still, like, her house.
Yeah.
And...
That's a him issue.
yeah.
Stop taking your personal insecurities out on victims.
Like,
It's not good.
I wonder even too, even if this is a case where it's not so much him being a peeping Tom and that like he's just noticing and he's finding that to be like I don't want to look out my window and have to see my neighbor half butt naked sort of looking, right in front of my face. Okay, close your window
I was
then.
gonna say, you can close your own
because
windows.
she's not doing this purposefully and like trying to be promiscuous. Nor is it attire that is, I mean, again, I guess it depends where you live, but that is not considered provocative.
Plus, it's the first time she's met her. What a warm introduction.
Yeah.
The first time I ever get to meet you, don't even try to be friends first before being like, hey, look, I know I haven't come around much before. I love you.
Yeah.
But could you please do something about it? Even that would have been over the line and unacceptable in this situation instead of just clapping down on your husband and be like, stop. Stop looking so much. You're being weird.
Yeah.
Can you please stop? You're making me uncomfortable. We need to do something about this. It's not on them to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Definitely a husband problem. Pretty easy one. This isn't too deep.
No. Like just one comment here. There's only one thing that disgusts me more than cheating men, and that's wives who go on to blame any mildly attractive woman for provoking their husband when the girl in question is living her normal life. And the worst part is trying to hurt or shame you just for that. Opie saying that I'm just grateful I've been made aware. They've been here almost 3 months, and I had no idea. She has no reason to be jealous. I'm 34. They look to be about in her 60s and have never even spoken to them. I am making a police report about the situation, though. I want a paper trail in case something goes wrong. And there's an update. I've notified some of my neighbor friends about the situation, so everyone is pretty much on guard, and my husband will be home this weekend. I've made a police report and reached out to their landlord, and all is calm for now. She did approach another neighbor about me and how I was rude to her, but I have yet to even see her husband other than what he is getting in his car. Or even other than when he is getting in his car. But I see her constantly, and she is always staring. Thank you, everyone, for the advice. I truly appreciate it.
She seems unhinged.
Yeah, something tells me that maybe there's...
Something wrong with her.
I theorize that this husband, who is being a peeping Tom, he probably noticed once, was like, oh... Look at that, sweetie. Yeah, look at our neighbor.
Like, how dare you?
Our neighbor's...
I'm going to go sort her out.
Yeah, I reckon this guy genuinely probably isn't even actually like a peeping Tom. He just noticed that, thought it was like, oh, what a nice welcome from the neighbor. And,
Oh my
saying to his wife, like, hey, honey, look, ha, 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 ha. And then she's been like, oh, my husband's being a pervert and is horny for the other neighbor. I'm going to make sure that this never happens again. And so now she's
I'm going to make sure she's dealt with.
Yeah, like, it's all in this woman's head. It's not actually a big issue at all. But then again, you know, there's plenty of 60-year-old men out there who are total pervy creeps. So
it's more like, you know, that saying on the drive over. It's like the more I think about it, the bigger it gets.
yeah.
It's like under a bridge somewhere.
Yeah.
If you've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Life advice on underneath bridges.
So, am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife's daughter move in after a past conflict with my son?
Ooh.
So, for privacy, I'm using fake names here. Thank you for letting us know. I've been married to my wife, Laura, for about 2 years. We both have kids from previous relationships. I have a son, 20 male, Jake, who's in college. Laura has a daughter, 22 female, Emily, who just graduated and is currently job hunting.
Is she trying to steal baby names?
Probably. It's another Emily. How does this keep happening?
Damn it, Emily!
Stop popping up and changing your age. Last summer, Jake stayed with us for about 6 weeks before dorm leases. Emily was around a lot too, and honestly, it was tense. They didn't really get along. No big fights or anything, just a lot of awkward silences and weird energy. Emily made a few comments about the house feeling crowded, and Jake mostly kept to himself. About a month in, Emily said that she's lost some cash and a pair of earbuds. She told Laura, who brought it to me. I confronted Jake about it. He got pretty upset, said he didn't take anything, and felt like he was being accused unfairly. Said that it felt like he wasn't welcome. He ended up leaving early to stay with a friend of his. We barely talked for a while after that. A couple months later, Emily found the missing stuff in an old gym bag. Said that it was probably just stress, just a mistake. But she never actually apologized or took responsibility. No sorry, no real acknowledgement of what that put Jake through, and I told Laura that it was messed up and that Jake was hurt by it. She said she understood, but didn't want to push Emily. Now Emily wants to move in with us temporarily while she looks for work. Laura says that it's fine and won't be for long. I said no, I don't trust the situation, and I don't want a repeat of last summer. Laura says I'm being harsh and holding a grudge. A few friends said that I should let it go and that family is family and I should try to move on. But I feel stuck between keeping the peace in my marriage and protecting my son. Jake hasn't said much about it, but I know he still feels weird about what happened, and Emily's never really owned up to it. Am I being unreasonable for saying no to her moving in, or am I just trying to avoid another mess?
I mean, so wait, so what was stolen? It was, or what was theoretically stolen was this AirPods?
Some cash and a pair of earbuds.
Okay. Earbuds, okay.
Just earbuds. Well, we'll see what the commenter says, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you can give us your thoughts first if you
want. I'll try to be quick about it. I can understand wanting to protect your own child in this, but I feel by going down that path, you're already presetting this idea that it's my kid versus your kid versus our kids have a conflict. Let's resolve it together as their parents. I feel like the only person who's got an issue out of this is the dad. Because Jake, if he's uncomfortable, there's a difference between being uncomfortable and outright not wanting someone near you at all. Like, I'm sure he does feel like he can't really trust that Laura. Was it Laura? No, Emily.
Emily.
Yeah, I'm sure Jake feels like he can't trust Emily to completely see him as just a innocent person. But at the same time, that's still Jake's prerogative to be like, hey, no, I'm not comfortable with her even staying with me. But then again, at the same time, maybe Jake feels like he would just cause drama if he raises his voice. So he's trying to keep the peace himself, even though he genuinely actually would prefer she isn't around.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I kind of want to say that he is kind of being the a-hole because, again, the only person making this an issue still is him. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm on similar things. It's just like an incredibly awkward situation that you're like, I just wish this never even happened.
Yeah.
I just wish this blow up never actually had to happen.
How long ago, what did it happen? Does it say? Does it specify?
It was last summer.
Okay, so I assume maybe the last year.
He stayed with them for 6 weeks because dorm lease ended.
Gotcha.
came back for 6 weeks, then went back to the dorms.
Okay.
But obviously, summer is like 2 months, so there's probably a few more weeks.
Right.
I mean, summer could be a few months. Who knows? But like,
I feel like this was the first time it happened. This wasn't something as dangerous as like an actual physical altercation or anything like that. Nothing was damaged. It was literally an accusation that turned out to have been wrongly accused. And how old's Emily again?
she's 22.
22.
Jake's 20.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess they're young adults.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's hard in this economy. You got to be like, you literally can't afford to live anywhere else. You got to come in, and it's like you're married. It's a 2 yes, 1 no situation.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, is it when it comes to Laura? Do these guys own the house that they're in?
Yeah.
It's hard because it's like, well, morally, Laura lied. Laura knowingly lied, or Laura unknowingly lied. Accused Jake. Jake had to leave because of her. She caused a tense situation. And then she's gone as well, and she wants to come back. I don't like her for doing that, so I don't want her in my house.
Yeah.
But it turned out that it was all a misunderstanding. I'm holding a grudge still, regardless.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem she intentionally did this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, given that it was a misunderstanding, and like, is Jake cool with it now?
I would rather wait until if there ever is any info in there at all about what Jake actually thinks.
Says Jake hasn't said much about it, but I know he still feels weird about what happened. And Emily's never really owned up to it. I'm stuck between keeping the peace in my marriage and protecting my son. Yeah. So what do you do? I don't know. I think the marriage is more important at this point. The marriage is more important. I think you have to side with the marriage. So I think you'd be an asshole for intruding. I think the marriage is more important. Jake can kind of, you can let Jake back in the house. I don't think Jake is unwelcome anymore. And Jake will probably always take priority over Emily.
Yeah.
I think you just have to force them back in the household if push ever came to shove. But yeah.
And I feel like, too, like, you've got this sort of moral high ground if anything goes wrong, where you're like, hey, well, you accused my son of this one time and it turns out it was completely wrong, so why should I trust you in this? Like, if he's worried about other issues arising.
No, but then they're just going to be like, you're causing more problems.
Yeah, no, but at least in that instance, he has something to kind of confront them with of, like...
He's like, because it's happened before,
damn it. Yeah. But at the same time, like, yeah, no, I agree. Saving the marriage thing, I want to know what Jake thinks, because, like, if he does just let Emily back in, it could also be setting a precedent in Jake's mind that, like, despite what Emily did to me, causing me a lot of stress and this, like, accusation onto me and stuff, he's still happily letting her in the house and living what is my home. I can understand Jake feeling a bit divided in that regard, or feeling a bit alienated. But at the same time, again, what does Jake think, though? Because it's him, the one he had to deal with this.
Yes, but here as well. Who made the accusation?
Emily did.
No. OP made the accusation. It says, I confronted Jake about it.
Oh!
That's the thing. People in the comments said, did Emily accuse Jake, or did she just state that these things had gone missing? And you assumed that your son must have taken them, because that's how this reads. If she didn't accuse him, and it was you who assumed that that's what she was implying, then you're the asshole for not allowing her to move back in.
This changes everything in my point of view.
If OP's the one that accused him, and Emily's not the one that accused him.
Oh, my God.
That's why the more information as well. Yeah. Because the text says, I confronted Jake about it. It wasn't Emily that confronted Jake about it in this instance.
Oh, wow.
It's hard. But the wife brought it to OP. That sounds like they thought that he should talk to his son.
Right, okay.
Why did OP think he needed to confront his son instead of asking Emily to check again? Because when things are lost in a house, people usually tell the other people who live there, so they can either help look for or just keep an eye out for it. Frankly, even if she did, she went to her mom. She didn't make a scene or yell and scream.
Yeah.
She didn't go throw his things. Yeah. What's wrong with just having an adult conversation with her that you expect for her to apologize to your son, and this can't happen in the future? People make mistakes and sometimes need direction on how to make it better. Maybe she didn't want to reopen it and cause another issue. That
changed it. Because, that's not her being like, your son definitely stole my earbuds. It was like, hey, my earbuds have gone missing. The only other person in this house who could have possibly know where they went, like, or have seen them, or even maybe took them, would be Jake. could you ask him about it, maybe if he's seen them anywhere? It wasn't I know he definitely would have stolen them because that's who he is as a person in my mind. It wasn't that at all. Oh my God.
Yeah, OP. So
That's so good. I love that little twist.
Absolutely, twist it in. So you caused this from this section. About a month in, Emily said that she lost some cash and a pair of earbuds. She told Laura, who brought it to me. I confronted Jake about it. He got pretty upset, said he didn't take anything, and felt like he was being accused unfairly. Said it felt like he wasn't welcome. He ended up leaving early to stay with a friend. We barely talked for a while after that. Oh, no evidence. You confronted your son. Emily didn't accuse anyone of anything. She said she lost it. Then, a couple months later, Emily found the missing stuff in an old gym bag, said it was probably just stress, a mistake, but she never actually apologized or took responsibility. No sorry, no real acknowledgement of what that put Jake through. What was Emily supposed to apologize for? For misplacing things? You're the one who confronted Jake, not her. Anything that Jake went through is solely your fault. What does Emily never really owned up to it mean? She told you where she found the stuff that she misplaced. What else was she supposed to own up to? Yeah, I think OP has to apologize.
Yeah.
I think OP has to apologize.
Oh, Dad, turns out you were the problem after all.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
OP, he seemed to be projecting his feelings onto Jake instead of addressing the real issue. Trust and communication are key in blended families. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And OP needs to get over it, and OP needs to apologize and say, yeah, this is my fault.
Yeah.
Welcome back in.
Yeah, he needs to do the very thing he's accusing Emily of not being strong enough to do, which is be humble and admit that they did something wrong.
Can't do that, though. Hell no.
Nah.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
If you be humble and show that you are capable of growth and confronting things that make you uncomfortable, which is, admitting you do things wrong and have to deal with public shaming for that, that's not manly. That shows weakness by confronting something that you were scared of confronting. So avoid that and just double down. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Always double down.
Yeah, because displaying that insecurity that makes you resort to having to, just double down on your thoughts and feelings towards things, even if you've been proven wrong so clearly.
Yeah, but that sucks ass, dude.
Exactly. And if there's one thing men don't do, it's suck. Only...
No. They do that, though.
I'm
what do you
disgusted
mean?
with my freaking dumb jokes.
Go put the pineapple back on. Go put the pineapple shirt back on, Jack.
I need to have more very, very weak vodka.
Oh, yes, that's what you've been drinking, mate. Okay.
Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to comply by my ex-wife's husband's rules about what my kids can eat so they can go to their mum's house? Interesting.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, so... OP is a husband. Ex-wife's husband is making rules about what their kids, not his, but their kids can eat before going to their house. Okay. My ex-wife and I, both in our 30s, divorced 7 years ago. We have 2 boys together, aged 8 and 9. My ex-wife remarried 2 years ago, and her husband brought his daughter and son into the marriage. About 5 months after they got married, my ex's husband sent me a list of foods I could not feed my kids because his daughter is allergic, and whenever my boys are at their house, his daughter struggles with her allergies. He said he heard it from my kids' mouths that they eat those things when they're with me. He said anyone coming into their home needs to avoid those foods, and that I must cut them from my kids' diet when they're at my house, which was every other week at this time. These things that cut include peanut butter, eggs, cheese, strawberries, and chocolate. At first, I thought it was a joke, but I got an email from this man the next time my kids went to their mum's house, berating me for not complying with his orders. Then, my ex-wife tried to sue me for custody or for it to be placed in the court-ordered custody agreement that our boys could not eat those nights.
Oh, Jesus.
She lost the case on both counts. The judge told them they could not decide on what I feed my kids. So, for the past year, my ex has not taken her parenting time with our kids. Her husband is not okay with them being there if they've eaten those things at my house. He said his daughter could die, and even if it's not that bad, she should not be made uncomfortable because a grown man-child with a petty grudge would not comply with keeping a child safe out of spite for the new father in his kids' lives.
This is all so much. This is so much.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm there with them right now.
Like every part I'm like, oh, that seems a bit unruly, but I'm like, oh, that seems justified. Oh, that seems a bit much. Oh, that seems justified. Like, geez, my ex blames me for her not being a mum to our kids. What?
Me not parenting is your fault. I hate these kids, and that's your fault.
I cheated on you because you didn't make me feel special.
Did she cheat?
No, but just like that mental gymnastics of like, it's your fault for what I decided to do of my own autonomy. She told me all I needed to do was follow the list, that everyone has to, and that she's already had some family members refuse. So not everyone can follow the list then.
Apparently not. Yeah, everyone does, except this specific list of people that is ever growing.
Our boys miss their mum, but not their mum's house. I have tried to plan for them to see each other, but she won't lead or drive here. She doesn't want to see them if they're not in her house for her custody time. They're not welcome while they eat those foods. And I'm not depriving them of that stuff because this man orders me to. I have my boys in custody because of this madness. My ex didn't handle that too well.
Custody. They're in jail. Sorry.
In his custody, I assume is what he's trying to say. Yeah, my ex didn't handle that too well, and she told me I'm being a dick and alienating the kids from her. She told me to follow the rules and let the boys have both of us. I just want to see others outside of the equation and what they will think. I have support from others, but these are people who know me. So am I the a-hole? What do you reckon?
I just think that they're such weirdos, because it's like, this is never an issue. Like, this is the first time I've encountered them being like, the food that you eat outside the house is going to affect her in the house. I think that's hypochondriac levels of like preparedness. And at the same time, you know, if it's going to kill your child, I completely understand.
Yeah.
I think it's like that story that came up a while ago. It's like, am I the asshole for checking my brother's bags every time he comes into the house to make sure? Because in that instant, the brother's girlfriend's bag. Yeah. In that instance, she kept bringing it into the house, eating it and leaving it like on counters. Yeah. So of course, the person with the allergy is going to be affected by it in that case. But like, eat everything, get cleaned up, no food residue, nothing on you. You know, make sure that the clothes are all clean and everything, and that you're not vomiting up on directly onto the child. Yeah. I don't think that is a threat in that instance, that there's like, oh my God, the oil coming off of your skin is going to be laced with allergens. Yeah. And you're going, just by giving them the cheese touch, you're going to kill my poor child. I think they're overreacting. I think this is some helicopter parent bullshit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they're feeling justified by every time they cut someone off. They're like, look, no one wants to understand us. No one wants to severely limit their diets. We can't let anyone near the house. Yes, honey, I love you. I love how crazy you're being right now. We shouldn't let anyone near our child. Lock the house down. Blank the windows out. They're allergic to sunlight now. I'm going to sue the sun. The sun cannot be allowed in the house.
I'll see you in court,
Unacceptable!
I have to wonder what degree of allergy this is, because there's one thing to struggle with allergies. It's another that you could die from your allergies. Those are very drastically different levels of allergic reactions. Mm-hmm. And even then, like, this is something you need to sit down these boys and be like, hey, boys, it's me, not your biological father, but your father in your life nonetheless. You know, this is your sister in this family now. She is your sister. She has these things which severely, debilitate her in her life.
Yep. Severely kill her.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they either could kill her or they just make her, like, you know, uncomfortably itchy, tight of breath. You know, just things that can't kill, but definitely make you very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I need you boys you have to have a responsibility here in your life now to make sure she doesn't suffer. And yeah, look, honestly, I would support the idea of bringing that list to OP. Not so much to say you can never have these things anymore, but hey, can you just be conscious of when you give these things to your kids and remind them and just really make sure they are abiding by these practices of, washing themselves up after they've had these meals, or, you know, maybe avoid eating these meals before coming to visit, like the day before. Because I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'm not educated on allergies, but for all I know, they're kind of out of the system after you go into the bathroom.
I'm educated on assumptions, Jack. Let me take the lead.
Okay, sorry, yes, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Got a PhD in that. I'm a certified asshole, man.
That's
Come
right,
on.
that's true, yeah. We'll read a top comment here. Is the daughter licking your sons?
Yes.
Does the dad think they sweat allergens? I don't see how there could be any cross-contamination.
I was so spot on with this.
See? Certified assumptions.
Certified in
Certified
it, guys.
ass. I don't see how there can be any cross-contamination unless your kids go over with cheeks full of contraband like chipmunks. How do they handle her going to school? Please report to the courts that the mum isn't taking her time so you can get full custody and child support, not the a-hole. Making sure they don't take allergens over is one thing. Trying to control what your sons can eat when they are not there is insane. And,
See, I would have assumed, as I do, that them taking this to court and the mum being like, no, they're not coming over, wouldn't the judge just in that moment be like, okay, so he's getting full custody and you can pay full child support then?
Yeah.
Like, is the judge going to be like, no, we're keeping the custody order. You need to force those boys over to that house. Nothing's changing. I would have thought, I guess I'm not well versed in the family court, but wouldn't you think that the judge is like, well, you're being unreasonable.
Yeah.
You don't get any more custody, but I guess that's not how it works.
It is very strange that he hasn't immediately been, like, when this whole situation occurred and she's refusing to see the kids and that kind of stuff. That,
like, why is that not mentioned?
Yeah, why has the court not been like, hey, you reported this, so she gets literally no benefits that you are actually now entitled to yourself? That's strange.
Why has he not said, she was being unreasonable, we've already been to the courts about this, so I told the judge she doesn't want them, can I just get full custody?
Well, it seems with the timeline of this, the court cases happened, and now over time she stopped having the kids come over. So they've yet to go back to the court to bring up, hey.
But how long have the kids not been to hers? Hasn't it been like a year?
That's a good point.
Wouldn't you think within like the first month or two you're like,
actually, yeah. So for the past year, my ex has not taken her parenting time with our kids. A year? Dude,
he's going to get hella back pay. They get back pay on these things.
Yeah.
So yes, but you need to go get that back pay now.
Yeah.
Then they're going to hate you more for it when you do that. Like, there's going to be even more ammunition against you. First they won't let me have my son, and now they're stealing from me.
Oh,
Can you believe this shit? God. The parental alienation in this. These assholes doing the parental alienation. I'm not a problem.
Yeah. Some comments say here that, like, yeah, she seems to be the kind of mother that would choose her man over her kids. Mm-hmm. She chose some dude who, look, yeah, the daughter definitely has some allergen issues, but again, I'm trying to find anyone in the comments that, like, actually deals with allergens, and anyone who mentions relating to or having that stuff, it always is just bathe.
Yeah, just bathe.
Is it that hard to tell your kids to bathe?
It's like mega hypochondriac. And like the story where they're checking the bags, they're fine with them being in the house and eating that stuff outside of the house. They just don't want anything to be brought into the house, consumed in the house, left in the house.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hang on. Here from the OP. So, that list is BS, and so 2025, weird story. I'm assuming they're trying to accuse it of being AI or something like that. OP says, apparently that's not all the allergies either. Just the ones that are outright banned from contact with the people in contact with this child, or at least in her home. So, this daughter apparently has a lot of allergy issues, which just, that makes
Playing life on hard mode there.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy.
Man, veteran difficulty in Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
Nightmare mode. One life.
Yeah. Okay, look, the physician here, that is just absurd. Your ex's new husband has no idea how allergies work. What I'm sure they believe is using an abundance of caution. There is no need to restrict your child's diet when they are with you. So allergens are not contagious. Allergies are triggered by your own immune system's response to a specific substance or allergen, not by the allergen being passed from one person to another. In regards to airborne allergens, while some like pollen can be airborne, food allergens are generally not. Nothing on that list is airborne. Also, short-lived residue.
We do have one example that I know of.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know that Brazil nuts can pass that residue through sperm?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There was a story about it where they had a Brazil nut cake.
Yeah.
And obviously that happened, and they had an allergic reaction as a result of the sperm.
What? That's insane.
That the man had eaten.
Oh, my God.
Most food allergens can't be done by skin-to-skin contact.
Yeah.
But Brazil nuts can come through nut. Yes.
There you go. Short-lived residue, even if small amounts of peanut butter remain on surfaces or utensils after someone eats it, they are unlikely to persist for extended periods to cause a reaction. If you have allergens, focus on direct contact. If you have a food allergy, the primary concern is to direct contact with those foods, not someone who ate them previously. So in summary, absolute BS. This is absolute BS to
That's what I said. They're just being
enforce
hypochondriacs. I've never heard of this before. This has got to be the Virgin Mary of food allergies.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, never heard of before. First in science, she's breaking new boundaries. Keep her in a bubble. You see that the movie about the little boy in a bubble? We're gonna put her in the bubble now.
All right, Trump.
It's gonna be fantastic. The best bubble I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, no, here's the thing, too. Opie even says against some other comments that clearly aren't educated on allergies, they're saying that I told them I would make sure the kids had brushed their teeth, washed their hands, etc. before going, even showering, but still outright ban. And it's not just with them, but with everyone. X has family who won't visit her now because of this. So even what we're suggesting they could have been doing in the first place, that apparently isn't good enough. No. Again, this is so sad.
Yeah. Well, she deserves to ruin her relationship with her kids then. So, she's asking for it.
Well done. You're literally going to be forgotten about on every year of your birthday.
The group psychosis goes crazy.
Oh, that's insane. Poor kids. Well. I feel sorry for the kids there. They lost a mum.
So I need to figure out how to say that he's the arsehole, but
Yeah, I don't think you can. He's just being a good dad.
Hell yeah. And that's what's wrong with society. Good dads.
Because they make weak men. They make weak men. Because if men are too supported, they're not going to struggle and have to push through in life.
All men do eat hot chip and lie. Real stuff. And watch TikTok.
Yeah. So make Reddit podcasts.
Hell yeah. Next story.
Woo.
Am I the arsehole? Dogs left out at kid's birthday party and requested they be locked away. I, 34 male... The kids, the kids be locked away.
Yeah.
They're down in the basement again.
Those dogs.
I, 34 male, have a son in the first grade and got invited to a pool party. The kids invited to go to school together and or play youth sports on the same teams. When we got there, what I was told was a Malinois came up to us and sniffed and pawed at us. I told it to get away, and it did.
Wait, what? Hang on. They verbally spoke to a dog in there. Are you telling me right now that they are shocked that the dog did not adhere to their instructions?
I said that's the way they phrased this. When we got there, what I was told was a Malinois came up to us and sniffed and pawed at us. I told it to get away, and it did. I got there. I was told the dog did this, so I went and told the dog no. What? So is the dog still there? Or I don't know.
That's weird. That is weird.
I told it to get away, and it did. So,
it actually followed instructions.
It followed the instructions.
Well, there you go.
It's just why is he phrasing it like what I was told was the Malinois came up to us? It's like, why did someone have to tell you that? Were you not aware?
I think that's some broken
English. The Malinois came up to you. Hey guys, there's a dog here. There's a Malinois coming up to us. Oh, there is.
Get away.
Get away. Get away from me.
It's just what's that, sorry? There's a dog over here. There's a dog pawing me right now. Is there a dog pawing me right now? Okay, thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Go away.
I literally don't care. So my son does not like dogs since an incident at the park. Not going to mention what it is, though.
Trauma.
I told it to get away a few more times in the next few minutes as we said hi to people. I noticed another dog outside. We were not told about the dogs ahead of time, and my son did not want to play with his friends as he was hesitant to be away from me. I'm friendly with the host's parents, but we don't know each other outside of our kids' activities. I approached the mum, thanked her for the invitation, and complimented their house. I asked her to lock the dogs away and explain the situation with my son. She looked clearly annoyed at the request. She told me that she doesn't react well to being locked away, and the dog, not her.
She immediately mistook when he said, "Can you lock the dog away?" She's like, "I don't want to be locked away." He's like, "No, not you."
What I was told was the Malinois needed to be locked away, and that they were friendly and safe. I reiterated that my son was not okay with dogs and didn't want to be around them. She said with the house full like this, the dogs want to be a part of the party and that they wouldn't be going anywhere. She was clearly not okay with my request and implied that he wouldn't be invited in the future. She left to attend to something else, and we decided to leave the party. My son seemed okay with that decision as he perked up when we were in the car. I got a text later from the host saying that my request was inappropriate. Edit, the conversation was 2 minutes tops. It was not extended, and we were at the host's house for maybe 10 minutes. I don't know what the solution is then.
Yeah, because like on one hand, I'm like,
that's a hard one.
Yeah, I like it for that though. No, Jack, don't, Jack. Just stick to the point you're trying to make. Don't make a joke about you liking it hard.
Please do. Everyone on the other side of the screen is screaming. Please do. You already made the sucking joke. I want it to be known
right now, when I habitually make these sort of stupid comments, I hate that my brain thinks of them, but I need to let them out.
So, sorry, men suck? What's that about something being hard?
Okay. No, sticking to the topic at hand. Yeah, on one hand, you're totally justified to request that the dogs be put inside. This isn't locked away. You're not banning the dogs from living in the household anymore. This is a one afternoon event. Your child has obviously genuine trauma with dogs. It's not a rare thing for some people to grow up with bad experiences around dogs. And you weren't so much demanding, you were just requesting. So I don't think they were justified to accuse you of being disrespectful or anything like that. I don't know. I kind of want to say that not the a-hole to imply that they are a-holes, but at the same time, I also agree with them being like, hey, our dogs will get really stressed and, we love our dogs, so we don't want to put them in that situation. But I don't know. You should at least try to make some sort of compromise, at least.
I don't think there's much compromise in this situation, though.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand where everyone's coming from in this situation. Yeah. And, you just got to leave at that point. I think where you're the asshole comes into it, from my perspective, if I'm going to take it at that, is like being like, no, you need to put the dogs away now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's my house, my rules.
Yeah. Like these dogs have already proven from their interaction that they are not aggressive dogs.
Yeah, they were around the other kids.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. Like that's already a strong component of like, well, you can't really be upset at them for not really wanting to bother putting the dogs away. Because like my brain for a second was like, why don't you want to put the dogs away? Because you're afraid they'll feel a bit sad and upset. Oh no. But then also from their perspective, it's like, oh, if we don't put the dogs away, oh, your kid's going to feel a bit sad and upset. Oh no.
I reiterated, put the dogs away. And I was not an asshole for that.
I was told
the Malinois was touching my leg. And then I realized it was right there.
It doesn't help me, I guess, be on OP's side when the kid apparently perked up and felt happy that they were leaving too.
Yeah.
Like, it seems, if anything, the best solution was to be like, hey, clearly your dog's happy being outside and like you're not comfortable leaving them locked away because they're going to feel a bit stressed and upset. They probably might start damaging furniture inside as they scratch around, justified to want to avoid putting them inside for that reason. So you'd probably just be like, yeah, look, we might just go then because our child, obviously can't be comfortable in this household.
They texted them.
They can still hang out in other areas though.
I got a text later from the host saying my request was inappropriate.
Nah.
She seemed okay, but then didn't they say that she was clearly not okay with my request and implied that we wouldn't be invited in the future?
Like, that's a bit too dramatic. That's ridiculous.
Very dramatic. It's inappropriate and you're not getting invited back. It makes me think that he said something else that he's just not saying here. I'm like, ask it, the reiterating is a little bit rude. Yes, and I understand that you're trying to set the boundaries and you're like, trying to get my son to be comfortable at the party, but if your son is the reason the dogs go away and all the other kids are loving the dogs, they're also going to be upset with your son for being the reason the dogs have gone away. Yeah. So you're in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things too where it also depends on just his presence that he creates when he's bringing up this issue. Because, it's like if you're a very tall, like, large man in some form or another, like, you are naturally going to come across more intimidating than you will ever intend to be. Mm-hmm. And even if you think in your perspective that you were coming across very sociable and respectful, just your presence to someone who is much more smaller than you is just always naturally going to have this, difference of perception towards how you're actually trying to present yourself. And, maybe in his mind, he wasn't being snappy, but maybe he is someone who does unintentionally speak very fast and alliterate a lot when he speaks, and that can come across as a bit aggressive and neurotic and that kind of stuff.
Standoffish.
Yeah, and a bit standoffish, and that can make them think, wow, this person's being very inappropriate with their simple request. You know what? Screw you. I'm going to let my dogs. I cut that out. Yeah. So overall,
I'm
good.
keeping that.
No.
Let's keep that in there.
No.
Yo.
Editor, don't. Please.
I'm the editor of this video.
No.
Anyway, that was a weird thing to say, Jack. What could he have possibly said there? Wow. What an episode. I guess you'll never know. That was crazy.
Why is it always when...
Damn, what could he have possibly just said then?
No, stop making cuts. Even when I don't say anything wrong. Oh, the implications. Oh, no.
Interesting. I don't think he wants to share that with the class.
Don't! Stop it! Stop giving the editor reasons to suddenly cut away to the next bit.
Like, I'm the one editing these videos right now.
I know. I'm talking about future you. Oh, God.
Let's go. It's funny.
It's going to look freaking hilarious, but I also hate it.
Just screaming incomprehensibly, just being cut forwards and backwards too. Jesus. Okay, he's not giving up the hard sucking whatever was going on with that previous comment. Hell nah. Yeah, here you go. Here's another story for you.
Oh boy. Here we go. Am I an a-hole for requesting a new seat after a special needs kid had a 2.5-hour tantrum on an international flight? Dear God.
Yeah, let's go.
That's a nightmare.
On an international flight too.
Oh,
Fine.
man. Okay.
We've gone survival mode on this flight. You guys think outdoor boys is hard?
Ugh.
Think about inside airplanes instead.
Confided metal tube.
Hey guys, today, Mormon man here. Now I'm surviving inside of a chilly aircraft. Watch my progress as I go insane.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm the only single person on board. Everyone else is a parent with 3 freshly born kids.
And I'm wearing a pineapple shirt, and they keep staring over at me. They keep gesturing my way. They have an upside-down pineapple near me. I don't know what that means.
Everyone's having pina coladas. It's very strange.
I'm just enjoying the flight, and they keep coming up to me.
Okay. Yes, so that's the story title. 30 minutes after takeoff, the kid behind me had an inconsolable meltdown and was screaming and forcibly kicking and hitting my seat, and even knocked my headphones off my head with his fist. After about an hour of this, and his parents not being able to control him, I rang the service button and asked if there were any other seats I could move to. The flight attendant was amazing and immediately found a middle seat about 10 rows back. But when I stood up to move, I got heckled by the parents of the kid, as well as a bunch of neighboring passengers for being insensitive and rude. I didn't say anything to anyone other than asking the parents at the very beginning to keep him from reaching between the seats and touching me, and asking the flight attendant to move. Am I an a-hole for not just dealing with it? What?
That's insane.
I have to wonder, you definitely didn't say or do anything else to make people say that you were being inconsiderate and rude. Surely you had to do more.
No, I've seen enough TikTok. I mean, like, the one that was in the restaurant, she was waiting for someone to say something so that she could snap at them.
Yeah,
and then
true.
There was also a TikTok video recently of, like, a woman on a plane with her son just banging back and forth like this, and she's recording herself being like, and the text was like, I'm waiting for someone to say something about someone to have a problem with my autistic son so they can see what, like, a mama bear has to say about this.
Oh, you know, my God.
I'm waiting to see if anyone has a problem with my son. No, like, it's become a trend to kind of bait people.
Wow.
And OP was not even confrontational, and they still were like, that's enough reason to berate you. You asshole. What, you can't deal with being kicked for 2.5 hours in the back of your seat? And I imagine if he like put his seat back, reclined it, they'd have a problem with that too. There's some people that will look for any reason to attack you when they're the ones causing the problem.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just amazed that so many strangers, like there were actual strangers that actually did that.
I don't know what it's for. I think a lot of the times they're trying to get just sympathy online. It's just internet
probably.
sympathy credits. I don't understand what the motivation, especially like these guys were not recording it, but I've seen so many instances of people recording it.
That said, there's actually a response from OP here. Someone saying, I don't think this happened. OP says, at least one person was filming me, so let's see if the video surfaces.
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean,
Well,
it
I'm
sounds like some
looking forward to
fun tea to have to see online.
You don't think it's real until you see it on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, everything I see on the internet is real these days. So, of course, that was not sarcasm at all.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that their fathers or parents are special needs kids, and like if it went down as you describe it, not the a-hole. However, I'm dubious about your version of events. It simply doesn't pass the smell test, which again, like that's kind of where I'm at too. Really,
I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm sure OP said something, and they're leaving that out of the story. But like, I don't know what you're getting heckled for. It just seems weird.
Yeah. It like again, at the same time I can also agree with the fact that I wouldn't be surprised if those parents were like, you know, they were embarrassed that someone reacted to their child and they wanted to try and make them look like the inconsiderate person rather than, you know, the fact that they were the ones being inconsiderate.
Look at this guy. Non-passive aggressively leaving to 10 seats behind. What an asshole. Moving to greener pastures, huh? Yeah, you go right ahead, buddy.
Not just dealing with our child like we have to. You want to go ahead and have your own life, huh? Your own autonomy. Because you don't have our
with
child.
no problems.
Yeah, you think you get to live a life that we don't get to live? How dare you?
It's like a Key and Peele sketch.
I mean, yeah, that's it. Short and sweet. Pretty simple, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Love is short and sweet, innit?
Love it short and sweet.
Okie dokie. What is this last one? Oh, yeah, fair enough. Am I the asshole for dumping my boyfriend for seeing a woman's period is just another excuse for a woman to reject sex? Advice needed. I, 27 female, am in an emotionally fragile state, and I don't just my own judgment right now. I guess trust.
Yeah.
For dumping my he said that. I thought she said that.
Yeah, no.
I thought she said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Okay. Well, this changes everything. I was not paying attention to what I just read out. Crazy. I dumped my boyfriend, 28 male, of 17 months, after a shocking rant. He wanted to have sex. I told him I was on my period. He says we can still have sex, and I said no. He then launched into this weird rant. A woman's period is just another excuse for a woman to reject sex. Yeast infections, just gave birth, not in the mood.
What the Oh my God!
You just had birth? What? So you don't want to have sex? What's wrong with you? But somehow a woman never offers her mouth nor her ass when her vagina
This can't be real.
What about her shoulders, mate? You forgot those. No kidding.
I genuinely want to punch something, man.
When her vagina is allegedly out of service. Then he immediately started apologizing and saying that he didn't mean it. I just couldn't see him the same way again. Am I the asshole? I'm sorry, baby. I go crazy sometimes. You know I still love you. I didn't mean any of that. Why don't you just offer up your asshole? Mate, you've got a perfectly working one right there behind you. Just use that. Sit in it and rotate. Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Bro, what they're hitting her with the just had a baby?
Yeah.
Everyone's in the mood, dude. Haven't you seen? That's
Bro, I
perfectly
guarantee
normal.
that man has never watched a live birth in his life. He has never watched a woman actually have a child and see what it does to their bodies.
No.
Just
pops out. It's like a cannon. Just
it just slides out like a hot dog down a hallway. It's so comfortable.
The doctor has gloves on, ready to catch it.
Women can literally get their manicure, get a pedicure and stuff done while they're there. That's
They just get straight up and start walking out of the hospital, and everyone claps.
Yeah. It's just like sitting on the toilet and just taking a poop. Yeah.
So Mama Menace says, not the asshole, that random outburst is the true feelings he has inside and typically manages not to say. If you stay with him and God forbid have a baby, he'll repeat that shit back to you.
God.
Yeah, this is a guy who cheats when his wife is pregnant or just had the baby, because how is he supposed to wait a whole 6 weeks? You know what happens in a healthy marriage? 2 things. 1, you talk about sex and your needs and discuss strategies. You determine how important sex is to each of you. You verbalize preferences about frequency, etc. And 2, when your needs aren't being met and you are confident that you have married someone who views sex the same way as you do, you talk about it. And then there's a lot more going on there, but like that's the gist of it. Seems like they are misaligned as people and he has multiple screws loose.
Yeah.
I don't think there ever were screws to begin with in his head. I think, the panel was just sitting on with some duct tape and it fell off a little bit. He's like, hold up 1 second. I love you, baby.
Yeah, just fixing it up. I love you, babe. I love you, babe.
This would never happen again.
Yeah. Look, I'm fixing it. See, I fixed it.
Yeah. It's screwed in with bullshit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, there was no cement around, so I just grabbed some manure and just rubbed it into my brain a bit more. I figured that would work.
The yeast infection?
Yeah.
Why does he want to have sex with her when he has a yeast infection?
I'm going to say, look, I am kind of impressed that someone with this mentality would actually hear someone's on their period and think, hey, I'll still hit ya. Even though I think clearly I am the kind of man who would think that like women with periods are gross, I will still hit.
Exactly, dude. Women with periods, get away from me. No,
yeah, but I still want to be able to have sex with you. But you're gross. But let me still put my pee-pee in you.
Have you got a yeast infection and a period? Perfect. Let's go. I'm ready.
Oh my God. There's so much wrong with that I can't even start where I want to begin with how much I reckon this man is someone who doesn't even understand like just intimacy in general. I guarantee he's someone who thinks sex is just put your pee-pee in until you're done and that's it. Yeah.
Well, OP replies to someone saying, I'm proud of you for dumping that jackass. They come back and say, there's part of my mind that is thinking it was just one rant. But another part of my mind that is thinking that it's even more scary how easily he went into that rant and how quickly he switched back to being all loving and apologetic. Being a high libido woman in good health, this issue hasn't come up before. It's scary how he failed the one time this issue has come up.
Like the fact
he's been waiting for it,
yeah. Like how easily, like it's one thing to make a comment about something and then realize, oh, that was a stupid thing to make. I'm so sorry. But that's like that opinion he spouted. Spouted. Like that opinion is heavy enough to be like you don't deserve to just be like apologizing. You deserve to lose that person in your life because you literally need to reflect on that man and understand where they came from. Like that's, again, she even says she's a high libido woman. She clearly isn't someone who only hooks up with him maybe once a week at most sort of thing. And the fact that when she then rejects him this one time, he responds like this, that is, you need to check in yourself, man. You gotta, come on. That's so far gone.
I don't think people like him would be watching podcasts
like this, I know, but I'm hopeful there's maybe one guy out there who actually is somewhat able to fix himself.
We're the fixers now. We can fix him.
Yeah, we can fix him.
Yeah, we can fix
We should date him. That's healthy for us. Yes.
So,
if there's one thing men like, it's a job to fix. It's a reno job.
He did ask, you still have an ass to use. We have 2 of those.
We do, and they're certified.
Let's go.
Men love a fixer-upper. Okay.
Okie dokie. Finale.
Yeah. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend her son's name isn't French? Now, before you accuse us, OP, of being snobby and like...
French-phobic.
They start the story with, I'm French. My wife and I... I'm gross. I'm French. My wife and I live in Canada now. My close friend Emma is Canadian and has always been fascinated by anything French. My accent, culture, even my name. So essentially Emma is she sees French people like, white women see Japanese culture and otaku stuff.
The white men wear the Kotaku, whatever it is. I don't know.
Is it otaku? Yeah.
Otaku. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Itadakimasu.
Wait, is that actually Japan or are you just being racist?
That is... No.
Okay.
Oh, hey, whoa. That means I'm ready.
Just gotta check in, bro.
I'm
just
ready
gotta
to
check in
eat.
you're not being a racist piece of shit.
I'm ready to eat.
Oh,
Itadakimasu. Hey, whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I'm just so used to him being a racist that I just have to check in.
I'm in a traditional sense, you know? And I'm traditional, but not in the sexist way, as we said. Yes.
You heard it here first, folks.
Whoa,
He's traditionalist.
whoa.
He's therefore racist.
That's... God, no, please. Stop.
I realize an even better connection here is the fact that Emma is that Emily in Paris. Except, you know, to her it's a real life story.
Well, we don't want another Emily today.
No,
Please,
we don't.
God, not another Emily.
Okay, continuing on with the story, sorry. Emma recently had a baby boy. Months before he was born, she told me she picked a French name for him and couldn't wait for me to hear it. Later, her husband privately told me the name, and I mentioned that it wasn't actually French. I also noted that the middle name had a spelling never used in France. He said they'd been arguing about it, and she wouldn't listen. When the baby was born, she proudly announced the name, saying it was inspired by me and my heritage.
Oh, God.
The name and spelling were printed
That's
on a
insane.
big sign.
Yo!
Her husband told her to stop calling it French, and I backed him up. I told her the first name was actually Italian, and the middle name had an Americanized spelling. She got really upset, insisting it was all French, and that French and Italian names are basically the same.
True.
Oh.
True. It's true. They are basically the same country.
Yeah. I mean, France basically invented pizza, let's be real.
Absolutely. The French are great with that stuff.
Yeah, they know their pasta better than Italian does.
That's correct, actually. That's not a hot take at all. French pasta is way better. Everyone eats French pasta.
Yeah. She accused me of ruining the moment and said I was rude for correcting her. Now she's mad at me and her husband, and people are calling me a jerk for saying the name isn't French. Am I the a-hole? Well, I mean...
Yes, obviously, because what, you're not feeding her delusions? What's wrong with you?
She's clearly a fan of your work, which is you existing, and how dare you try to bring her down to reality? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so crazy. I can't deal with this.
I love this. She just called France and Italy basically the same, but wonders why people don't agree with her. That's like, wow. Okay. Oh, you want to know what the name is?
Let's go.
The name, which, how do you not realize this isn't French? The name.
I think she's in a state of psychosis.
Yeah. This is the name she thought was French, but is obviously Italian. Giovanni.
Yeah, there's a lot of Giovannis out in France. That is a what?
Is that not the mob boss villain in Pokemon?
No, that's the French mob boss villain in Pokemon, okay? Giovanni comes up to you, he's like, wee wee.
Oh.
No, I think she's not right in the head. I think she's going through something right now. Like, definitely some PPD vibes going on, the postpartum depression, or like not psychosis by the looks of it,
but she was planning to have this name while she was pregnant, so she couldn't have postpartum.
Yeah, but you can't get into delirium while you're pregnant.
Yeah, I guess true.
That's the thing. Like, I have to find an out for her. I have to find an explanation, because I'm sure this guy did not go into this being like, you know, she's crazy, I'm gonna have a kid with her.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
And I'm just gonna like. He's obviously not. Feeding the fantasies.
No,
he's actively pushing against it, and he still agreed to it.
Yeah, he actually even confided in OP to be like, "Hey, OP, can you help me?"
Yeah,
I do think though, OP, if you were going to make an issue about this, like you did, you should have made an issue about this before the baby was born and everything. Like, to bring it up after she's announced it and everything, when you've known this entire time. I mean, yeah, it is kind of a bit like. Why did you not tell her beforehand? Of course she's now going to feel embarrassed, because you clearly knew this entire time. And you waited till she announced it to everyone?
No. I have an example. There's another story that I read where it is pretty in line with this, where it's the husband coming to Reddit to ask for advice of what the hell to do, because his wife is having twins, and the wife is a big lover of Shakespeare, and She wanted the twins to have Shakespearean names, and it was a boy and a girl. So she got hyperfixated and would not give up on the idea of it at all. Just had to be a Shakespearean name. And I love it because I did this play as a child. And I've loved it ever since, and I've always wanted to have twins, and I've wanted to name them this.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh!
Romeo and Juliet. And she was still pregnant with the kids, but quite far along. And the husband's like, let's not. Maybe we can find like someone else. There are other twins. There are other pairs of people.
Maybe just other Shakespearean names in general, not literally the two names of the characters who actually like sleep with each other when they're both underage and then kill themselves together.
Yeah, but he was very much continues to bring it up to her, and she got increasingly defensive and increasingly upset and emotional at him. That's why I'm saying there's got to be something going on, or she's just hooked on this idea of that. Like she wouldn't give it up, and it took the friend. Her friend coming over, having a session with her, watching some like movies, and then her seeing the Romeo and Juliet being played out on the big screen and how weird that was that she was naming her kids that. Then she's like, you know what? Let's find another name.
Oh my God.
I think it's something like that.
Let that be an example that it's not only men who seem to fail to actually, when someone tells you something, you don't really seem to listen to it until you actually experience it yourself. And then they're like, oh yeah, I guess you were right this entire time. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, the amount of times I've experienced that too, where you're just like, I'm telling you this, please trust me. And they're like, you know what? Despite you giving me some evidence, I'm not going to believe it until I experience it myself. And then they experience it and they're like, you know what? You're right. It's like, whoa, well, really? Wow, who would have thought it?
No one would have thunk.
Yeah. Now, I want to say I'm not like defending the mother here because
I am. Sorry.
Because, as someone says here in a literal Google search of the name Giovanni, the name Giovanni is of Italian origin and means God is gracious. It's the Italian equivalent of the English name John.
That's just Italian propaganda. The French don't want you to know that it's really a French name.
Yeah, true.
They're embarrassed.
True. Yeah. Oh, man. That's like, and in Canada too, that's like basically France. I mean, in terms of just how much.
Yeah, they're so close to each other. Well, honestly,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you Canadians.
I don't know the percentage, but
you Canadian people, you're basically French to me.
There's a lot of areas where they literally just speak French more than they speak
Canada.
English. Yeah. Like I mean, I've never been, so I can't really explain it in more full detail. So the next
French person we meet in person, I'm going to tell them what you said.
You're basically Canadian,
You're
aren't you?
You're basically Canadian, right?
You
You even look at Canadian. Look at you, you bloody Canuck.
This child growing up in Canada, and like they're going to come across other French people, and then like those people are going to be like, Giovanni.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh, because everyone there understands.
Yeah, everyone else will also agree that that's not a French name.
Oh, Italian. No.
You named your child Mario?
That's the most Greek name I've ever heard. It was a Turkish man, Mario.
Yeah, Luigi. Ah, yes, after the Russian, right? Yes.
Christ.
Jesus.
All right, I'm getting tired, guys.
Yeah.
Tired of my shenanigans.
I'm tired of your shenanigans too.
Oh my God.
I'm sick of you.
I'm going to stop waterboarding myself when I sleep.
Yeah.
You guys won't understand
more water
that
in
one.
front of this plant that's desperately wanting some.
No, it's good this time. It's great. He's a happy boy. I gave him water again. It's only been a few days.
Oh, you want some? You want some?
No.
Oh, no.
Denied. I don't care. You guys asked where to get the frog from. I literally don't know. My friend got him for me as a birthday present, so...
Well, you can get it from here. You just got to find us.
Yeah, you got to find my apartment first and break in and take it from me.
Welcome to the first challenge of the Certified Assholes Games.
I'd like to see you try and take it from me, huh?
In this video, you have to try to find out where we live to steal this frog.
Thank you, Mr. Beast. In this video, we're breaking into people's houses and stealing $1,000 from them.
In just a second, I'm going to call the police on you because I hear you at my door.
We're turning 1,000 people blind. All right. We'll wrap it up there, gang. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie, you bloody Italian.
Oui, soufflé croissant Eiffel Tower.
True.